Hey, so today we're going to look at drawing triangles when we're given an angle side and an angle. So this will be a case which requires we use a protractor and a ruler. Okay, so first step, we're drawing a triangle ABC where AB equals 8 centimeters, so that's our line segment. Angle CAB is 70 degrees and angle ABC is 50 degrees. So we want to draw and label our line. So we want to start here, then at 0 degrees and draw up to 8. So draw as accurately as you can. So 8 centimeters, and then we'll get rid of our ruler for now. Okay, so I'm just going to drag mine up there. Next step, we want to look at step 2. Well, we're not actually done step 1 though. So we want to label our lines, right? So it's line AB. Doesn't matter if you want to label the left side A or the right, but I'm just going to go with convention. First letter is left. Okay, so next we want to draw each angle at the ends of our line. Okay, so you can, at this point, we kind of know what we have to do. Just want to make mine a little smaller. Okay, so here I'm going to place on the leftmost part of my line right there. And this is at A. So which one is this? Well, remember when we're doing angles, so we have to look for that inside letter, right? So CAB, this is at point A. Okay, so that's at point A. Whereas ABC, this is at point B, right? Because it's our middle letter. So it's sometimes a little harder for people to see when we're actually going to draw the angles. But when we're given them, that's a lot more easy that well, if you put your pencil at A, draw it to B, then to C, you'll see that the only thing that you've drawn is an angle at B, at point B. So now that we know that our point A should be our 70 degrees, I'm going to slowly start to go up the inside of our protractor right there, up to 70. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make a mark. Right? So I have to start my pencil up there. So there, that's 70 degrees. I'm going to leave that for now. Okay. So notice that we drew the angle, so it's kind of pointing, or it's hovering over top of that blue line that we drew in our first step. Because we do want our lines to meet. So now we're going to do the exact same thing. However, we're going to go over to B. We'll do it for the other angle. So now we're going to 50 degrees. So now we're on the outside on our left, and we'll make another mark here at 50. Okay. So make a line at 50, using a pen, being as accurate as possible. And we'll take a protractor and get rid of it. So notice now we have marks just like we did before or in the past. So at this point, we want to line up our lines. Oops. So I'm just going to use a straight edge, make my life easy. Oops, sorry about that. So connect it from our point. So from our point A, and I'm just drawing it really, really big, right? Then going from our point B and connecting it through to the other point we made. Okay. And we are done. Okay. It's always good to put some labels on our diagram. Tells the reader that, hey, this is what I understood that I was doing. So they might just look at it and go, yeah, that's they put it in the right place. So they know that you've put some thought process into it. And if you even want, you could label the other one. You could do some math to figure out what the angle should be, the missing angle. So you could find that, well, 50 and 70 is going to total, what, 120. So you know that other angle up here should be 60, and you could go up there and measure it. But example 2, we want to draw a triangle ABC where AB is 7.4. So, sorry, first thing we're going to do, draw our line. So here, let's do this one in purple this time. So starting at our 0 point, and drawing up to 7.4. Too far. So remember, 7.4 is just one tick before the 0.5. So we've drawn our line, and we can label A and B. Okay. Once again, we're going to grab our protractor. I'm just going to use this one that I have up here from our previous question. Okay. Oh, a little big. Okay, so we want angle BAC. So we want, and sometimes it can just help you if you want to do it, that you want 55 degrees over here, and this will be 104 over here. So I'm going to start with my A angle. So I'm going to put it right on the end, and we're looking for, is that 55 degrees? So we're looking on our right side, so it points over there, and we want to make our little pen mark at 55. Similarly, we'll start over here. And this time, normally we'd want it to point to the inside, so we're going to start on the left, right? So on that outside. So when you're drawing a triangle, one will you count on the inside, one you'll count on the outside of the protractor. So here we're going to count on the outside, and we're going up to where it's 104 degrees. So that's this little point there. And we can remove our protractor and draw our straight edges. So from B, and draw a line up like there. From A, a line over here. And notice that our lines are actually really, really, really quite large. So typically your questions aren't going to result in such a large diagram, so I wouldn't be too worried. But if they do, you just have to keep extending it with your ruler, making sure it lines up with your points. So now, next page, we're going to do some practice. So here are 3 questions. So I want you to go ahead and try these out for yourself. So draw each angle as described, which question 3, notice it has something over 90 degrees, so it might end up with another big diagram. So keep that in mind when you're drawing it. Pause the video now, and when you're ready, you may press play, and we'll go through the answers ever so quickly. All right, so welcome back. I've gone ahead and I've drawn just my lines out and labeled them, so I've kind of done this first step. So let's get to the protractor. So put it on our page, right? You're gonna find your 45 degrees, which should be around here for you guys. Sorry, didn't have my pen in my hand. Okay, so it should be here, right? Then we're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. Pick our other point. Oh, sorry, that was wrong. Whatever, we're gonna switch our. I'm gonna show you a little thing that if you ever do what I just did, and you do your points the opposite way around, then you can just switch your labels. So what I mean is that notice that angle CAB, I had my angle, I drew my 45 where my 60 should go and 60 where my 45 should go. Or some of you maybe didn't even catch that, but I'm just going to switch my labels. So that doesn't, we haven't changed the problem, we've just changed which way we're drawing our triangle, which is completely okay. So let's connect our endpoints, and then we can finish off our diagram. Always, if you feel like it, go back and check your angles to make sure that they line up. So notice I actually drew my lines to the wrong markers. So now this one would read 60 degrees. So that's correct. right? It's always good to go back and check, especially when you change something halfway through your question, if you make a mistake. So go back to our B. What's B supposed to be? Well, B is supposed to be 45, so I've done another mistake that needs fixing, right? So I can place it over here to a 45 point, and there. Now I know I've actually accurately drawn it. So next one we're going to do, I've already drawn my 5, so now angle ABC, so let's do this proper this time. Angle ABC is 75 degrees, so first thing we're going to do is, I'll do this in a different color because I can see this already overlapping my other diagram. So here, 75 degrees, indicate it, right? Then next one, we have CAB is 35 degrees, so the point A, and then we're looking at 30 and 5. Don't know why it keeps dropping my pen right now, but so 35, just right there. Get rid of our protractor, grab our straight edge, and I'm going to connect this point first, and this point second. So it actually doesn't have to be that big. And lastly, this one. So first off, let's label our points as usual, A and B on the ends. Then we're going to grab a protractor. I'm going to go up here and grab the one I've already used, just like you would be. Okay, so bring it down. And let's draw our big angle first, why not? So here we have ABC is 132 degrees. That means I'm starting on my left. I normally want it to point towards A, my outermost. So I'm looking at 132. So 132 is going to be over here, right? And then nextly, this is going to be, well, it's going to be 29 degrees. That'll be right about there. All right, so taking that away, grabbing out our straight edge, and making our lines very, very large. Like I said, yours should have done the exact same thing. You would have had a little bit more room, working on longer paper. But just like before, if you notice something that's over, that you're not going to have kind of an acute triangle and you have an obtuse triangle, so at least one of the angles is obtuse, you're going to notice that, or one angle is obtuse, you can't have at least, you're going to notice that your line is going to become very, very long and your triangle is going to be big. So, should have something as such, you can always measure that other angle and find out that what it should be. Right? It's going to be a very, very tiny angle. Might be hard to measure because it'll be 141, 151, 61, 19 degrees, right? So you can always check by measuring that other angle and making sure you have 19 degrees, or go back and measure everything else. Typically in questions, you're going to have them ask, it'll ask you what's this measurable angle at the end, or how long is the length AC, right? They'll ask you a variety of little questions, but you have all the basics of drawing them.